Greetings, fellow investors, and welcome to another edition of Marketing Monday. I am Mike Van Orden, of course, and this would be Mr. Devrix Horn here, my compadre, partner in crime, whatever. And we're going to talk about something that has had a lot of discussion recently, and that is wholesaling. Whether you're a seasoned investor or whether you're just getting started or somewhere in the middle. And doesn't it seem that everybody on YouTube and everybody in forums has now discovered wholesaling, which is really something that's been around for since they had contracts?
Since you could sign a contract.
Since you could have signed a contract.
Yeah.
But that's the big deal now, right, is wholesaling. And yes, it's viable. No, you don't need any money if you know what you're doing.
Well, and for those, let's just define it real quickly. A lot of times wholesaling probably gets a bad rap from the seminars that say, buy real estate with no money, no credit, no experience,
no brain.
Yeah. That really what wholesaling is a real estate investor, real estate professional makes an offer on a home, gets it under contract, and then on the other side has one or more cash buyers who are hungry for deals. And the wholesaler, the investor who got the contract, then assigns that contract to a cash buyer in exchange for an assignment fee or a wholesale fee. That can vary, depending on how great of a deal you got. You might
and part of the country too, because you hear about six-figure wholesale fees, and those do happen if you're in California, certain parts of Florida, the Northeast.
Yeah.
But not here in Dallas, right, or the Midwest,
right.
Unless
that's right.
Rare, just a total anomaly.
So you'll hear crazy stories. We average $30,000 a wholesale deal, and that means they're. It's probably not true, but we won't go into that. Yeah, it depends on the market, I guess.
Right, but look, there's some advantages. I mean, should we talk about a couple of the advantages of wholesaling first? Because there's advantages and some disadvantages. I think one of the advantages is it's a simple process, and it could be, within 2 weeks, a week, 3 days. I mean, it can happen quick if you have an in buyer, right? I mean, that's one of the expediency.
It's a great way to get started. You don't have to get a real estate license, or in the case of we've even seen established investors who buy, fix, and flip houses start to realize that there are contracts they could do and assign as an additional revenue source. Mm-hmm. So it's not always the new guy that is looking into wholesaling. We were surprised to see a number of cash buyers that we work with in the last few years start to do more wholesale deals as they, maybe all your capital's tied up. And you can't really take on another full renovation flip.
Or maybe you just need a quick injection of cash in your business. You need a quick 30, 50, 100 grand.
So I think it is. It's a legit component of the business. One of the and we have a course on wholesaling. It's a 3-video course. It's free, and all you gotta do is be nice to us. Send us a nice email or something. We'll send you the links. But the first one's on our channel. But so we've taught thousands of people in the last 5 years how to wholesale. But I am sometimes a little bit critical of it because I think people might feel that it's you don't have to have any knowledge to do it or any money, and so it's kind of like it's kind of paired up with this idea that you can be a penniless and have no knowledge and go out and be a great wholesaler, and I don't necessarily think that's accurate. Right?
It has such a low barrier of entry that they go to these seminars. You know the deal. They cram several hundred people in a seminar. They do the dog and pony show in all these cities. So they run out. They put up some bandit signs. They actually do get a deal under contract. It's like the dog that caught the car. Like that what was it, Far Side, where the dog catches the car and then it has a question mark. What am I going to do with this car?
Yeah.
And that can happen. And that that's one of the problems is it's a catch-22. If you don't have any cash buyers, then that seller is on the hook. And even if you have a contingency and out in the contract, well, that's great. But in some cases, the sellers, man, they get a raw end of the deal, and we've seen that happen. Where,
just the other day, yesterday, I was talking to Greg Weinstein, who's in our Sarasota Bradenton market, and he said that someone contacted him through WeBuyHouses.com. He said, "How'd you come to contact me?" And they had 2 wholesale deals fall through with people who came and wrote a contract, didn't have a cash buyer, had no idea what the right numbers should be. And they were basically, after 2 times of going through that, people that wrote us a contract had no ability to execute.
No ability to close.
That we went to you guys because we knew y'all were real. And so I think, wholesaling, when it's poorly executed, is a waste of everyone's time. When it's properly executed, I think it's an important component in the way that we make
And
money.
I think that, like when I say catch-22, I mean that a lot of people use it as an action. Like, I've talked to so many people that what they'll say is, well, I've been working on my buyer's list. Well, how long have you been working on your buyer's list? 6 months? Well, that's really about a 6-hour or less, not 6 months, right?
And that is...
and so they use it as a reason not to take action,
not to get out
there.
They
don't want to do the mailing because, oh my God, a seller might call, and then what am I going to do? So, they use it as a way to procrastinate.
But I do think that the buyer's list, for any of you who've put more than a little bit of time into looking into wholesaling, you'll know that this issue of the buyer's list and kind of the chicken versus the egg. Which do you need first? The buyer's list and then go out and do wholesaling, or do you go out and do wholesaling and find a deal and then look for buyers? And there's kind of no right answer, but to Mike's point, we have met people who are on a never-ending quest to build the world's best buyer's list. And then they will go out and talk to them. Right. But I do
we're not laughing at you guys.
No,
but man,
it is a challenge from day one.
It is,
and we're going to talk in our 3 shows. The third one will be about the buyer's list and promoting the deals and things like that. But I think in this first show, we just kind of wanted to basically say it is a legit way to go. I don't think it's a standalone business for most markets in 2018.
No.
In other words, I think it'd be difficult to go out and make money just wholesale flipping. Where you never actually
and it's a
make
job.
money
You're
off
constantly chasing the next deal.
Starts to feel a lot like a job.
If you're stacking up investment properties,
it's like a job where you don't quite know when and where the next paycheck comes.
Yeah, no, you don't. You don't, right? I mean,
but you're right. I mean, if you buy and invest in real estate that produces income, or you're actually doing the flips where you're getting the full, amount of the profit off the deal, that can be pretty lucrative. But the wholesaling in 2018 has gotten really thin, and the reason is there's so much competition in our business right now that there's always somebody else that's willing to pay a little bit more, and you as a wholesaler have to go and buy that deal at a discount to a cash buyer because you need to sell your deal to a cash buyer. So you need to be in 5, 8, 10% less than the guy who has cash in order to get a deal that is attractive to sell it to the guy who has cash. And I think that's one of the big challenges. And the other one I would just mention as we wrap is you do need to have money for marketing, and you do need to know a little bit about houses and real estate and repairs and stuff like that. We'll expand on that in the next video.
Yeah, just some basic knowledge, a few hours, and it's pretty much all you need. It's mainly how to talk to sellers and be cordial, and that's about it.
But I do think Mike and I, we would err on the side of action.
Take action, man.
Learn as much as you can, become as competent as you can, but set some goals for yourself that are based on action, and say by this date I'm going to talk to this many people, or I'm going to be making an offer. You got to get out and do it in order for it to happen.
So bottom line, yes, wholesaling works. It's a viable option for a quick infusion of cash or even a business, but be smart about it.
And if you are a professional investor who's just been buying, fixing, and flipping, or buying, fixing, and holding, think about wholesaling as another revenue stream where if your capital's mostly tied up and a good deal comes along, or I've known guys who they'll get 2 or 3 projects going and they'll kind of turn off their marketing because their capital's tied up. Well, during that period of time, they could get 2 or 3 wholesale deals while 2 or 3 major rehabs
Right.
are going on. So
Right.
for you pros, I want you to think of it as another layer. And for you new guys, I want you to realize it is a legit way to get started. But we want to arm you with some good information about how to do that. We'll do that over the next 2 episodes.
2 more coming up.
All right. Well, this is a good start, right?
It's a good start.
All right.
We'll catch you on the next one.
Guys,
Until
happy
next time.
investing. Boom.
Anyhow.